Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, I have 7 things you're going to want to do before the fairy update rotates out this coming Saturday. And one of them is kind of cool. I just learned about it today. You might want to know too. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel, and let's get into the video. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do and acquire before this event rotates out are the 3 categories of new things. You're going to want to make sure you get enough enchanted chests, enchanted eggs, and enchanted seed packs, because all 3 of those things are rotating out when this event goes. If you're missing anything in the enchanted chest, make sure you get enough. So for example, I still haven't gotten an ether fruit. I can always trade for a phoenix down the road, but I haven't gotten an ether fruit. So I'm still farming chests because you can't trade seeds right now. Now, when it comes to the seed pack, I did manage to get some wisp wings. So I'm pretty happy about that. So personally, I don't need to farm more seed packs, but you might need to if you haven't gotten your wisp wing yet. And in the enchanted eggs, I'm all taken care of. I've acquired all these pets, but you might not have. So make sure you get enough eggs to get enough pets that you're missing. Now, the eggs part isn't a huge deal because you can probably still trade for those pets, but the plants that you acquire in the chest and the seed pack, make sure you farm enough of those. You don't want to miss out on those seeds like me and the honeysuckles. I've told the honeysuckle story multiple times. So that is the first thing you want to focus on. Actually, it's the first thing I'm telling you, but it's not the most important thing. I'm going to tell you the most important thing. The most important thing you want to focus on acquiring are 3 particular pets. And those 3 particular pets are not located in any of the eggs or any of the chests. And those are the Drake, the Wisp, and the Luminous Sprite. Now, the Drake, the Wisp, and the Luminous Sprite are found in the fairy shops located in the fairy world. There's 2 in the pet guy and 1 with the chest guy. And these are all really hard to acquire. I have reset the shop multiple times and I've only found 1 sprite, and I have not found any wisps or any drakes. Now, these pets are all very rare, and as such, they actually have a fair amount of value. So acquiring them, if possible, is fantastic because you're never going to be able to hatch these or acquire these again after the event rotates out. Now, I want to talk about those 3 pets specifically. Pet 1, Luminous Sprite. He has a brand new mutation for plants. Luminous, it's a times 50. And he's the only source of it, outside of the Luminous Spray. We'll talk about that soon. Then you have the Drake, who is the only pet in the game to speed up cooking. You can put 1 Drake on each one of your cooking pots, and it will speed up those cooking pots by a significant amount. I think I looked, and at level 100, with Rainbow, a 1.3 kilogram base Drake will speed up cooking by 25%. You get 3 of those, 1 in each pot. That's a lot. And finally, the Wisp. Did you know the Wisp is a better blood owl than the blood owl? You know how the blood owl is better than the regular owl? The Wisp is 25% more effective than the blood owl. I didn't know that. Both the blood owl and the Wisp at age 100, both having Rainbow and both being at 1.3 kilograms, the Wisp is 25% better. So don't sleep on these 3 pets. They don't come in eggs. They don't come in chests. They're hard to farm. They're in low supply. They have value and they have interesting and useful effects. Do not sleep on them. Try to acquire them before the event is over, which leads me into my next point. And that's point number 3. Get at least 1 Wisp well. It's a cosmetic. It's located at the cosmetic vendor down in the fairy realm. And you only need 1 Wisp well. But if you don't have this cosmetic, the Wisps will not provide experience. The Wisp passive demands the presence of at least 1 Wisp well in your garden. Now, I asked around and people report that you only need 1 well and any number of Wisps can all share that 1 well. But you need at least 1. If you ever intend on using the Wisp to level up your pets in the future, at least make sure you grab 1 well, because you can't trade cosmetics. And when this event is gone, the event is gone, and you're never going to get a chance to get the well again. And now we move on to point number 4. Point number 4, I mentioned the Luminous Sprite as being the source of a Luminous mutation in the game, but there is also a Luminous Spray located down in one of the vendors down below in the fairy realm. It is the main shop vendor, the same guy that sells you the Luminous Sprite, and the chest also sells the Luminous Spray. And Luminous is a times 50 mutation. It's not bad. It's quite good. So if you don't get a Luminous Sprite, at least have the Luminous Spray on hand to put onto your 1 fruit that you're stacking all your mutations on. And now we're going to move on to point number 5. Point number 5 is make sure you get enough cosmetic crates for what you might need. Not everyone likes the fairy aesthetic, but there is one cool thing about these cosmetic crates and what's inside. And what's inside are things that glow. You notice these street lamps glow, and the chairs glow, and the bookshelves glow. Everything glows, and that's kind of cool. It's not an effect we have a whole lot of in this game, so you might not want to miss out on these cosmetics. And in fact, I kind of like the enchanted crate a lot because this fairy pond, that's really cool looking. So grab your cosmetics here before it's too late. Grab your crates. That way you can get some more crates and make cool cosmetic gardens, because I'm also doing garden show-off videos now too. So if you want to show off some cool stuff, make sure you get your crates. Ooh, another thing to acquire before this event rotates out, and that is the Glimmering Shard. The Glimmering Shard is a reward from doing the Fountain of Power. It's available much deeper in the Fountain of Power, usually tier 4 or tier 5. Scroll down to tier 3. Actually, you can find it as early as tier 3 at 1.7%, tier 4 at 3%, and tier 5 at 5%. The Glimmering Shard is the only source of making your pets have the Glimmering mutation on them. So grab a couple, put them in your back pocket, just in case you need it down the road. Point number 7, make sure you acquire the plants in the vendors that aren't included in the seed pack. You don't want to miss out on any seeds because, again, there's no seed trading. One of those seeds is a reward from the Fountain of Power. Open up the rewards. As you can see, you scroll all the way down to the Aurora Vine. This is the only place to get the Aurora Vine, and when it's gone for forever. You'll never be able to grow it later. And there are 2 other plants you might want to acquire. They're located in the seed shop vendor down in the fairy world, and it's these 2 here. The Pixie Fern is in the shop fairly often, but it took me a long time and a lot of resets to get my 1 Untold Bell seed. So make sure you grab these seeds as well before the event rotates on Saturday. And the last thing you want to do, this is a bonus thing, but the whole ascension mechanic has been changed. It is now much, much, much easier to do ascensions, and they no longer take all your shekels. Let me show you. I'm currently sitting on 1.8 sextillion shekels, and as you can see, the plant requirement is much easier, a chilled strawberry, and they now take trillions of shekels, and this number goes up every single time, but it doesn't remove all the shekels you have. Oh, and the cooldown for this is only 4 hours. You can do it every 4 hours. The fairy event is coming to an end in only a few days, and it's been a very controversial event, but hidden inside all of the kind of complicated mechanics and the grind that's necessary, there's actually some pretty cool things. There are some cool cosmetics. There are some cool pets, and there are some cool things and things we can learn from this event. So make sure you take the time, acquire everything you're going to want from the event so that you don't regret missing out on it in the future. I have a funny feeling that the 3 pets that are not found in eggs or chests and are found in shops, I think people are sleeping on them. I think not enough people are playing right now and not enough people are acquiring those pets. I think they're being slept on. I might be wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found something useful and valuable in it. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.